Hello and welcome back to the channel, two-wheeled friends. Today I want to talk a little bit about what kind of road suits your riding style the best. So let's go check out a few different styles and we'll be back after the intro. So the question comes up, what kind of riding style suits you the best? I'm gonna want you to drop that comment down below, but be sure to watch the video and I'll give you kind of a few examples here. So there's this type of riding style, you know, and I would guess that part of your riding style preference is going to depend on what part of the world you live in. I live in the Midwest, the upper Midwest. I live in a town that has a little more than 21,000 for a population. So I would call this a small town in retrospect. I mean, it's the fifth largest city in South Dakota. If that tells you anything, I mean, we have less than 1 million for population in the state. So I'm going to kind of put it out there that I know that there's going to be a lot of different styles of riding, both where you live and what kind of bike you ride has a lot to do with your riding style. So what I'm doing here is a riding style. It's a commuting type style. You use your motorcycle primarily to commute to and from work. Let's just say you live in the city, you work in the city, so you ride in the city. The majority of your miles in a year come from riding in the city. That's what we're doing here. Just riding through town, low speeds. This is kind of a relaxing ride because we don't have a lot of heavy traffic, but we do have highways that are 4-lane with the center turning lane, and you got to pay attention a little bit more to that traffic. Kind of knocked the wind out of me, jeez. So that's one type of style. I do quite a bit of that back and forth to work. Currently I am working in a different city though, and I'm not riding to work in that city as much as I thought I would. It's a 50-mile trip one way, and it just hasn't really worked out to ride it. So that's one style, the commuter style. You ride to work and you ride home, and then maybe on occasion you go on that little bit longer trip. So let's go on a different style of ride. Alright, here we have another style of riding. You like to just get out on the open road and go on a road trip adventure to some destination that may or may not be predetermined. You might just get on and ride and go and see where you end up. You're just going, you're loaded. You might have a cruiser like I got. You got the bags loaded. It's either a day trip or a weekend trip. You might have 2 up, whatever the case. So that would be another style of riding. Just seeing where the road leads, which is going to kind of lead me into this next style. Which is, maybe you like to just get out on the back country roads, the 2-lane roads, a little bit slower pace around our area. They are, you know, like your 55-mile-per-hour speed limits. A lot of our state highways are 65 miles an hour when you get out in the country, but I'm talking like the county roads that are 55, and you just kind of get on them and you go and you see what's happening. I'm familiar with this road. I don't ride it very often, I used to live out on this road. But, you know, you get on a road like this, you know you're heading north, and you just ride. And then you're like, you know what? Here's a blacktop road that's gonna head west. So let's just head west for a while. I know the general direction I want to go, and you just make a day of it. And you just go and you explore the sights that are along the way. You just kind of ride. Obviously you're paying attention to the road, but yet you are able to look around a little bit more and take in your scenery. And you just ride. Maybe you like to drag race. That's another style of riding. You get out on a closed course and you race. You get out in Mexico like we are right now, and you just rip that throttle. Maybe it's closed course racing where you put a knee down. Let's just bring that into this too, because it doesn't have to be just flat track drag race. I want to just talk racing in general. Heck, maybe even do motocross. I don't know if there's any motocross racers in the group or not, but let's just put that in there too, just racing in general. Drag racing, you just go out and you get that knee down, and you know, maybe you have a sport bike that you can put that knee down. I can't put the knee down on this because I'm going to be dragging a floorboard and bags and all that, but believe me, I do my fair share of floorboard dragging, and it gets your attention a little because I know if I go too far, it's going to raise that back wheel up off the ground a little bit. Could cause a little bit of an issue if I go any further than I do. Here we are again, out on the open highway. Got the feet up on the pegs, the knees in the breeze, and just loving life out on a motorcycle. Man, this sure changes life, doesn't it? Everybody handles stress a little differently. Everybody has a little bit of a different level of stress that they can handle or live with per day. I would say I live with a pretty high level of stress in my life, but to me it's not that much because I've experienced more stress than I currently have, but I got plenty of it. We recently had an employee leave the company with just a few days notice, so that's put me into a little bit more of a different situation that wasn't entirely used to, but figuring it out and managing to get by with it. Oh, felt that sprinkler. Saw someone got a blast of cold water on me. You know, maybe your style of riding, there's another sprinkler. Maybe your riding leads you to a specific destination, and I kind of mentioned this earlier where you kind of got a plan of where you're wanting to go, but just say you want to go somewhere and get a photo with a specific landmark that you want to go to, and you get off the bike to take a picture with that said landmark. So this is what I would consider a destination. So you're coming here, you're taking a picture with the water tower, and I don't know if I'll use that for a thumbnail or not, but it's basically an example of where to go. It's probably not the safest place, but you know what? You got a motorcycle, you're gonna go do some ridiculous stuff sometimes. I usually go to the lake, but we got a water tower in this one, which comes to another style of riding. This is a little bit faster paced ride around our lake. The speed limit ranges from 25 to 40 miles an hour around this lake. It is something like I don't know, I think it's a little over 13 miles, like 13 or 14 miles all the way around the lake. I've ridden it on my bicycle before, but it's been a while. So that's one type of ride. You want to just go cruise around a body of water. You get some trees, you get some slow vehicles that do not use blinkers at all. Guy's clearly lost and gonna back up and go the other way or back in. I don't know, he's on the wrong side of the road. So now this is my kind of riding. This is the kind of riding that suits me the best. I prefer roads, and I know I've talked about this in previous videos, but I prefer the kind of roads where you have either houses on one side like this and with some trees, you got a lake, some kind of beautiful scenery. Got some trees off to my right here. We have some curves. I'm not even going the speed limit. Let's get up to speed because that makes it more fun, and that's why I like it. Kind of safely go around these curves, but a destination ride to where you have some kind of a skill level challenge. You know, signs like this, 25 miles an hour. We got a little bit of a snake in the road. I'm going 42 miles an hour. If you're a new rider, I would definitely slow down. I'm familiar with this road, so I have no problem taking it at its posted regular speed limit. So yeah, be sure to go down and drop a comment below of what style of riding suits you best. There might be other styles that I didn't cover in this video, and if you have one, let us all know in the comments below. There's some more mist from that sprinkler. We don't know you're here unless you leave that comment down below. But yeah, this is just, oh, it just feels so good. Just out, just a nice, relaxing, unwinding ride. You got to pay attention a little bit. Well, obviously you got to pay attention when you're riding a motorcycle, but there's not heavy traffic. You just got to watch for cars coming out of these driveways here. We'll be coming up on one of my favorite places on this road. A lot of times I ride this route around the lake. I'm on the other side. I kind of switched it up this time. Sometimes you get a little bit monotonous riding the same roads, especially through town when you only have so many roads you can ride to get you through. But this is coming up on my favorite part of the ride. That curve there, and then this S. This is why I like going around the lake so much. And I remember my first time around this. It was on my 2007 Honda Shadow, and I slowed way down, and I was terrified. And now I just did that without dropping below 40 miles an hour. Hills, that's another thing. Hilly and curvy and trees, because I love nature, I love scenery. I'm sure there's people out there that don't love all that, but if you love the cityscape, nothing wrong with that either, because I do admire the architecture. So let's talk about that a little bit more. What style of riding suits you best? Are you the more urban, ride around the city to work, to and from work? Do you travel the highway to get to and from work? Do you just go out on the weekends to ride? What's up, dude? Do you go only on destination rides? Do you ride with a purpose? Do you always go somewhere intentionally, or do you just go out and ride? You know, that's all these types of rides. What suits you the best? Or doesn't it matter? You just do a variety. Kind of like I do. I just do a variety. And now that Mrs.TWOWHEELD is riding, which hopefully at the time you are watching this, we have the 2007 Honda Shadow back. I will fill you all in on that update on Saturday. Oh, watch out, birdies. But until then, be sure to go down, click that subscribe button, ring the bell if you like watching motorcycle related content such as this video. And I express ringing that bell, that way you're notified for future uploads and activity. Give this video a big thumbs up. Lets the YouTube algorithm know that this video is worth pushing out to other people to watch. And leave that comment below so we all know you're here, of what style of riding fits you the best, or if you don't ride, what do you think you would like to ride? Why would you ride, basically? Because you must have some kind of a style in mind if you're thinking about riding. So with that, I will leave you all until Saturday with Shadow Day. Peace out, my two-wheeled friends. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.